inaugurates 7 new projects to enhance conflict management and stability in the Northeast region.
And this new scheme basically says that if you declare your income, pay your taxes, you not pay interest, you not pay penalty, but with this first step to ensure that Nigeria becomes greater.
Carrot before the stick, a strategy by government to mobilize citizens to perform their civic duties as Nigeria begins tax Thursday. Senate passes a bill for the amendment of the National Open University, just as the House of Representatives moves to establish a regulatory framework for water resources sector. And Acting President Yemi Osinbajo condoles government and people of Kano. Good evening and a warm welcome. I am Laure Bala Hassan in Abuja, the nation's capital. Jennifer is in our Lagos studios.
Good evening and a warm welcome to the news.
Dibabari in Port Harcourt.
Good evening and a warm welcome to the news.
European Union Emergency Trust Fund for Africa has inaugurated 7 new projects to enhance IDP resilience and conflict management in the Northeast. The projects aimed at fostering stability in the region to respond to challenges of migration and displacement will also include neighboring countries of Niger, Cameroon and Chad. Mohammed Goni reports.
The new EU-funded projects are aimed at strengthening the resilience of internally displaced persons and other vulnerable groups and contributing to the stabilization of the Nigeria's northeast states of Borno, Adamawa, Gombe and Yobe states. Over 370,000 people will directly benefit from the 7 projects.
The EU Emerging Trust Fund for Africa is a joint effort between European and African leaders to tackle the root causes of instability, forced displacement and irregular migration.
Represented by his deputy Usman Mamman Durkwa, Governor Kashim Shettima implored the implementing partners to continue to collaborate with the Borno State government in identifying potential areas of assistance with a view to achieving the maximum benefit of the project. Commissioner for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Resettlement, Professor Babagana Umara said the EU-funded projects will enhance the resettlement drive of the state government.
The EU has approved the sum of 140 million euros to the government of Borno State with a view to supporting resilience.
Proven international implementing partners, which include Action Against Hunger, the British Council, International Rescue Committee, Mexico, UNICEF, Danish and Norwegian refugee councils, will execute the projects over a period ranging from 2 to 4 years. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
The federal government says it is committed to improving the standard of Nigerian prisons in line with global best practices. The Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazo, made the remark at the presentation of a report on the assessment of children in conflict with the law in Nigeria. Murjanatu Adam Saeed reports.
There is no gainsaying that the well-being of children is a fundamental priority to any positive society. This official and public presentation of the report on the assessment of children in conflict situation with the law in Nigeria is aimed to support credible intervention programs by Nigerian government and development partners in addressing the challenges.
Conflict appears. Most of the victims are women and children. So we are now talking about children. So there is need for us to do a lot to do in terms of parental care.
The Nigeria Prison Service take another step towards improving the policies and services that protect its children.
We need to do so many things. We need to conduct so many researches and to see what we are doing in the 19th and the 20th century, that we need to do more because the issues and conflict and the environments are changing.
We are worried with number of children who are crossing national borders are in conflict with the law. This because of the global crisis in the world and our crisis also in the Northeast. region.
The Comptroller General of Prisons, Jafar Ahmed, believes that the document will provide protection of the rights of children in detention, as well as treatment, rehabilitation, and reformation. Stakeholders here agree that the interests of the child should be protected not only during conflict situations. In Abuja, Marjana to Adam Said, NTA News.
The theater commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Ibrahim Atahiru, has reassured Nigerians that the fight against terrorism remains on course as troops continue to sustain the tempo of the operation to clear the remnant of Boko Haram terrorists. He gave the assurance during a media briefing in Maiduguri. Maimuna Garba reports.
The theater commander said troops have conducted several clearance operations to rid the hinterlands of fleeing terrorists at Chukungudu in the northern part of Borno State up to Ajirimulai, Umarari and Jimtilo at the outskirts of Maiduguri, where over 800 settlements of Boko Haram terrorists were cleared and 404 insurgents were killed, including some commanders. Some items, arms and ammunition were also recovered. He said the successful conduct of Operation Deep Punch denied the terrorists freedom of action in Sambisa Forest, while Operation Rawan Kada by troops of multinational Joint Task Force is succeeding in clearing the general area along the fringes of Lake Chad.
On the whole, 97 IED incidents, including persons-borne and vehicle-borne IED, were recorded during this period. Aside employing physical security measures, troops of Operation Lafia Dole have also made it a point of duty to sensitize the public on these developments.
He said in the last couple of months, about 19,000 persons were rescued, arrested over 800 Boko Haram suspects, as well as fish smugglers, Boko Haram logistics suppliers, and drug peddlers, among others. Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
And still talking security, former Chief of Staff General Martin Luther Agwai says military approach alone has never proven successful in the quest to eradicate terrorism in a given territory. General Agwai said this at the 2017 Nigerian Army Day Celebration Seminar and Chief of Army Staff Award ceremony. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa was at the Army Resource Center, Abuja, venue of the event.
The annual week-long Army Day program provides a platform to assess the performance of the Nigerian Army, reflect on the contributions of fallen heroes who paid supreme sacrifice for the security and unity of the nation, and also set goals for preceding year. At the grand finale of the 2017 edition, former Chief of Defense Staff General Martin Luther Agwai noted that the Army has been overstretched with series of internal security operations. He, however, acknowledged the gallantry of the Army and the development of strategies to counter emerging security challenges, particularly the Boko Haram insurgency.
Fourth generation warfare is not a one-day affair. It takes a long time. And because the economic, the social, and the political must be together, we have to help the military.
So much development have been recorded, and we must give tribute to all the past service chiefs of the Army, and indeed, all our officers and soldiers.
Highlighting the strategic overview of Nigerian Army's fight against insurgency, the former commander, Operation Lafia Dole, and the current force commander, Multinational Joint Task Force, Major General Lucky Irabo, stressed the need for all arms of government to be educated on their roles in the war against insurgency. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee has appointed 30 lawyers as senior advocates of Nigeria. The only female among the successful applicants is Oluwatoyin Bashoru. The list was announced by the Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court, Mrs. Hadiza Mustafa. The successful candidates emerged from 72 that participated in the final interview. Nigerian youths have been advised to see themselves as agents of development by imbibing virtues that will unite the nation. The views were expressed by speakers at a one-day youth summit on unity and peaceful coexistence organized by the National Orientation Agency in collaboration with the Real Master Plan Resources. Basi Ita Ikbang reports.
National Baseline Youth Survey 2012 indicates that youth constitute more than 60% of the Nigerian population. This explains the potential youth hold for change and positive action and nation building.
So when the youths come together and refuse to be given over to things that will breach the peace in our country, we are going to have peace.
Any environment that is characterized by violence, it will be difficult for you to attain your potentials of leadership.
APC National Youth Leader and other speakers maintained that restructuring is not what the nation needs now, but peaceful coexistence.
What we need is all about patriotism. If we're patriotic, both the leaders and the followers, I think will go a long way in making this country great.
But we know the import of peace. Without peace, there is nothing anybody can do to bring development.
The summit provided opportunity for the youth to speak out their minds on the type of Nigeria they want to see today and in the future.
We want to see one Nigeria. We want to see a Nigeria where youth voice counts.
A 100-page book on exploring the power of Nigerian national anthem was presented to the public. Basita Ikman, NTA News.
And turning our attention now to the legislature, a bill for the amendment of the National Open University of Nigeria Act 2017 has been passed by the Senate. The bill, which was presented by Senator Jibrin Barau Kano North, seeks to amend the existing legislation with a view to removing perception of the public about the university. National Assembly correspondent Wazir Zayanu has details.
Preconceived notions from certain quarters about the National Open University were based on two concepts: correspondence and part-time. These are some of the reasons why law graduates from the school are not admitted into the Nigeria Law School or included into the National Youth Service Corps scheme.
The National Open University, as currently run, depends critically on virtual learning and students' individual research. Hence, the need for improvement and introduction of helpful learning tools as presented by ICT.
While passing the bill after a clause-by-clause examination in a committee of the whole, Senate President Bukola Saraki described the amendments as timely and in tune with global best practices.
We hope that this will go a long way in further deepening the learning that our students have in the Open University mechanism.
Raising a point of order, Senator Duro Fashi Ekiti North called on INEC to ensure that the July 8th elections in Osun West to fill the vacant seat of late Senator Ishaka Adeleke are credible in spite of series of allegations.
Senate aware that Osun West indigents are deterrents of a free and fair by-election where their votes will count.
Some senators advise the Osun West electorate to respect the memory of late Senator Ishaka Adeleke by abiding by the electoral laws. Outside plenary, Senator Kabiru Marafa, Zamfara Central, has refuted publications on the social media in which he was alleged to have said that Senate President should become acting President.
The issues we were discussing that day has got nothing to do with power vacuum or power pressure or whatever. So I now said the assertion made by Senator Abarebe was wrong, that President Buhari ought to be commended by Nigerians by transmitting power at any time he is traveling out of this country.
From the National Assembly, Wazir Zayan, NTA News.
In the meantime, leader of the Southern Senators Caucus, Senator Hope Uzodinma, assured Nigerians that re-emergence of the caucus will promote and strengthen national security. Again, Wazir Zayanu reports.
Senator Hope Uzodinma will marshal the affairs and activities of the newly established Southern Senators Forum. The Caucus of Southern Senators is established to effectively address issues as they affect the three sections of the Southwest, Southeast and South-South regions that constitute the new caucus in the Senate.
The whole idea is to be able to identify things that will be beneficial to the people, things that will help the interests of the country, things that can advance development and the impact on the citizens.
The caucus also seeks to promote and strengthen national unity and security.
If you look at the situation today in the country, where we must rise from wherever we are to work towards ensuring that we strengthen national unity, strengthen national cohesion, build consensus among the elites. It's not going to be a work of one man alone.
Hope Uzodinma emerged chairman after being elected by 51 other lawmakers who formed the new caucus in the Senate. From the National Assembly, Waziri Zayan, NTA News.
And still staying with the legislature, the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill for an act to establish a regulatory framework for the water resources sector in Nigeria. The 14-section executive bill seeks, among other issues, to unbundle the water resources sector in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Since 1976, when the 12 River Basin Development Authorities were established in Nigeria, their achievements have been limited by factors such as financial constraints, inadequate legislation, and poor regulatory framework. And to address this, the executive arm of government is proposing a legislation on the need to unbundle Nigeria's water resources sector.
After the bill becomes law, what we will have will be 12 strong river basin development authorities.
The reason for the bill is to commercialize the river basin development authorities and ensure that they are self-sustaining.
Still on the executive arm of government, where a bill seeking to amend the Council of Ministers Evidence Act of 2004, sponsored by Representative Gideon Gwani from Kaduna State, was passed for second reading.
By substituting the words Council of Ministers with the words Executive Council of the Federation.
Very simple adjustment to the act. So I put the question, and the question is the bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it.
The need to avert the imminent closure of University of Maiduguri due to rising insecurity posed by suicide bombers was addressed as moved by Representative Mohammed Tahir Mungono from Borno State.
Also urge the security agencies to submit a comprehensive plan of action to maintain constant security of the university in particular and the host community of the school in general.
The motion by Representative Olusegun Odebomi on the need to address what he described as the persistent refusal of electricity distribution companies to connect communities to the national grid was also adopted.
Almost all the states of the Federation have completed many electrification projects which are yet to be connected to the national grid.
The House called on the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing to urgently repair the protective guard on the bridges at Kotonkarfe, Kogi State, moved by Representative Tony Nwoye from Anambra State. Wife of former President of Nigeria, Patience Jonathan, for the second time submitted a petition to the House on what she described as persistent unwarranted attack on her by some agencies of government. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The Water Resources Bill, approved by the Federal Executive Council and passed for second reading in the House of Representatives, would guard against indiscriminate drilling of boreholes in Nigeria when passed into law. The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, said this at a meeting with the Nigerian Association of Hydrogeologists in Abuja. Musbao Danwahab reports.
Necessitated by shortage of potable water supply in Nigeria, those yet to be covered search for this essential commodity anywhere it is available. And for those who have the means, drilling of borehole is the next option, as larger percentage of Nigerians depends on groundwater for their water supply for domestic, industrial or agricultural use. With the proliferation of boreholes, experts have been raising alarm on severe danger to the environment and threat to water table.
The underground water is being depleted. In areas where it's not being depleted, it's being polluted.
If it's villages and small communities, it's understandable because the rate of depletion might not be much. But when in our urban cities, we resort to drilling boreholes everywhere, I really think we have a problem.
This looming environmental hazard has been envisaged, and Water Resources Minister says the government has plans for improved regulation in the Water Resources Bill now gaining attention at the National Assembly.
So we hope with the passage of that bill we'll be in a better position to regulate even the drillers.
Water Resources Ministry and the Nigerian Association of Hydrogeologists are now hoping to collaborate to generate data bank that will guide borehole drilling practice while the government seeks to improve water supply. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NC News.
Acting President Yemi Osinbajo says Africa has lost a great leader and a rare gem. Damasan in Kano, Alhaji Maitama Sule. This was during a condolence visit to the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, in his palace. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
The acting president was received on arrival at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport by Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, his deputy Professor Hafiz Abubakar, and other members of the Kano State Executive Council. Emir's palace was his first port of call, where he condoled with the emirate, government and people of Kano State. The death of Damassani, he said, was a great loss not only to Nigeria, but the entire African continent. Not only an incredible orator, as most people know him to be, the acting president noted late Maitama Sule was also a bridge builder who inspired the African youth to work towards making their countries great.
I first met Alhaji Maitama Sule when I was 15 years old on my first interaction with him. And he was then the minister, and he came to give a lecture at the John F. Kennedy essay competition. He gave the keynote address. The title of the keynote address was Africa Has Arrived.
Professor Osinbajo enjoined Nigerians not to forget the wise counsels of the late Damassani and prayed for the repose of his soul. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje thanked the acting president for not only sending a powerful delegation to attend the funeral, but coming personally to extend his condolence. This was corroborated by Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II, who prayed for quick recovery of President Muhammadu Buhari and the successful discharge of the acting president's additional responsibilities. The acting president was later at the residence of the deceased, where he condoled with the family. To immortalize late Yusuf Maitama Sule, Kano State government has renamed Northwest University and a road after him. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And ahead on the news tonight, wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, speaks on the strategic importance of reducing infant mortality in Africa. Details when we return.
Some reunions are worth waiting for. Reconnect your old SIM and we'll give you 6,000 Naira airtime. Also enjoy 8 times bonus on every eTop-up recharge.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
Building this bridge help us, we the people of this community, because before people will not pass here without passing through water.
Amfani garan nan har ga Allah ya taimake mu sosai. Yanzu yaran mu ko ina suna tafiya akwai dadi da dare in ka zo wuta a haske suna buga ball suna kowa yana murna da ruwa wannan gada ba a aje ba kwale-kwale yana nan sai mutum yana abu ne yana kashe yara amma yanzu har ga Allah alhamdulillah.
What a time to be alive. Just some years ago, many of the businesses and industries that are worth billions today did not even exist. Now, you could be in a village, somewhere that almost nobody has heard of, and become the next big thing worldwide. All you need is an idea, patience, persistence, and good internet access. So go on, get the other three, because we've got you covered on internet access with super fast data plans, no matter who you are or where you are. Maybe you're the one the world is waiting for to take us to our next level of success. There's only one way to find out, and we have full confidence that you will find the way. Why are we so sure? Let's just say that we have blind faith in your future.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gionee A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
The Future Assured project of the wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, is carrying out free medical screening and distribution of food items at various IDP camps, while ensuring the economic empowerment of women through training and skill acquisition. In recognition of her efforts, wives of governors have lent their voices and support.
In Kogi State, we feel the impact of Future Assured, especially in women and children.
The Future Assured program of Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, the wife of the president, has been very assuring and still reassuring in Sokoto State. It has impacted positively in the areas of humanity, especially women and children.
Supports the Future Assured initiative. Email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Welcome back. This is NTA Network News. The wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, has emphasized the need for policies and programs that will reduce infant mortality. She was speaking at the 19th Ordinary General Assembly of the Africa First Ladies Against HIV/AIDS. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
Consolidating on the achievement of the Organization of the African First Ladies Against HIV/AIDS (OFLA) within its years of existence remained a great source of concern by the members of the organization. To that regard, they took it upon themselves, employing various strategies in addressing numerous challenges of women and children, especially in education, health, empowerment, and nutrition. Taking this year's theme into consideration, building on the 15 years of engagement to harness the demographic dividend of Africa through promoting the needs of adolescents and their access to youth-friendly services, the First Lady's input, such as Rebecca Akufo-Addo of Ghana, Janet Museveni of Uganda, Sia Kroma of Sierra Leone, as well as Nigeria's wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, was unprecedented.
Issues surrounding the private sector participation in boosting health and economic well-being of women and young people in Africa was part of the communique. The wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, read the communique.
We have a critical role to play and moral obligation to support policies of the government run by our husbands. Our roles as advocates include creating supportive and enabling environment for private sectors.
Other issues in the communique comprise the support of various governments for the implementation of the Africa's Union Roadmap 2017 on harnessing the demographic dividend through investment in youth, as well as strong advocacy on public enlightenment for the adolescent girls to realize their full potentials, limiting cultures and beliefs, especially at the grassroots. Romantas Faye, the newly elected president of the organization.
Across the continent, we need to reinvigorate our efforts to realize the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2063 Vision of Africa.
And we're also happy to see that Her Excellency has been requested to read the communique of this very important 19th session of the Ordinary General Assembly.
So Nigeria is the leader and our mother is the leader, so we must lead, and we've taken this kind of steps that are showing that we're doing very well.
The meeting is expected to be convened next year. In Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
The imperative of paying taxes regularly and on time was the central message at the maiden edition of the tax awareness campaign in Abuja, tagged Tax Thursday. Joy Uzo reports that the exercise is one of the strategies to actualize compliance for the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme.
At the official launch of the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme, VIDS, in Abuja, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo declared every Thursday as Tax Thursday, dedicated to the sensitization of Nigerians on the importance of tax and its role in national development. At the maiden edition of the exercise in Abuja, Chairman Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Tunde Fowler, led a team of staff from the Federal Ministry of Finance and other Nigerians to major business outlets within the metropolis. He said the campaign would be replicated in all 36 states of the Federation.
And this new scheme basically says that if you declare your income, pay your taxes, you not pay interest, you not pay penalty, but with this first step to ensure that Nigeria becomes greater. After 31st of March, and you don't declare your income, you don't pay your taxes, then we'll prosecute you.
The Tax Thursday would continue for the next 1 year as part of efforts by the federal government to raise the consciousness of Nigerians on tax as a major source of revenue for the country, as well as deepening the commitment of government to delivering on its promises. The exercise is expected to capture 4 million taxpayers in the tax net and increase the revenue haul being generated from the over 14 million registered taxpayers. In Abuja, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
The National Social Safety Net Coordinating Office in the Office of the Vice President has commenced a 4-day training workshop for community-based target team for identification of poor and vulnerable groups in Kano. Sani Basiru reports that the workshop, which attracted 180 participants from 15 local governments, called on participants to be committed and honest in the discharge of their duties.
The National Social Safety Nets program is a federal government initiative aimed to training community-based targeting teams for the development of single social register for poor and vulnerables across the nation. It is also designed to identify and assist poor households in Nigeria by providing financial and other supports. National Coordinator of the Safety Net, Peter Papka announced that the federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Kano State government to address poverty after meeting the standard to benefit from the program.
The objective of this exercise is to train all the local government personnel that have been so identified to go back to the respective communities and use the same principles and practices of community engagement to identify the poor and the vulnerable.
Declaring the workshop opened, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji, commended federal government for the initiative and directs benefiting local governments to give necessary support to ensure the success of the program. Various stakeholders who spoke at the event expressed delight at the program, saying it will help in addressing poverty in the state. In Kano, Sani Basiru, NTA News.
The Nasarawa state government is to embark on massive demolition of all illegal structures and the recertification of all land titles in the state to curb the excesses of land speculators. Governor Umaru Tanko Almakura, who said this in Lafia, also restated government's commitment to prosecuting 85 land speculators already identified. Joshua Ojito has details.
Nasarawa state government had earlier in the year set up a high-powered task force on verification of all land titles, demolition of illegal structures, and reclaiming of government land in Karu and other urban centers across the state. This followed increasing cases of encroachment into government lands, illegal buildings without approval, and abuse of master plan, as well as activities of land speculators, especially in Karu local government area of the state, thereby converting the area into a slum. Receiving the 3 volumes report, Governor Umaru Tanko Almakura decried activities of land speculators who have already formed a syndicate in conniver with some security personnel and judicial officers.
That some of the certificates that are being held by some of these speculators are fake certificates. Government will embark full and total recertification of all titles in Nasarawa state.
Governor Almakura said government will implement the report in order to restore the master plan of Karu and rid it of illegal and indiscriminate development. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And now to the judiciary. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered Senator Buruji Kashamu to submit himself to police investigations. The court, however, said since there was a subsisting order of a court on his extradition, it would be unlawful for the police to extradite him to the United States of America after he submits himself. This was the judgment of Justice Nnamdi Dingba on an application made by Senator Kashamu. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okelwo reports.
Since 2010, Senator Buruji Kashamu has sought to prevent his extradition to the United States of America on alleged drug charges. Now, as senator representing Ogun East Senatorial District of Ogun State, he has again sought the court to grant him a perpetual injunction stopping the police from arresting, detaining, and extraditing him. But the court found out during the trial that the police were after him based on a petition from Honorable Oladipupo Adebutu alleging electoral violence. It is for this that the court said that the police should be allowed to do its job, ordering Senator Kashamu to submit himself to the authority of the Nigerian police while declining his 3 applications for perpetual injunction. But Justice Nnamdi Dingba also recognized that Kashamu's greatest fears, to use the judge's words, is his extradition. The judge therefore ordered that in investigating the petition, the police should not extradite him. In Abuja, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
Inculcating safety consciousness and habits in drivers through the driving school standardization program in order to reduce traffic crashes to the barest minimum in the country is the thrust of discussion at the maiden edition of the National Workshop for Operators of Driving Schools in Nigeria. Aliu Tukur reports that the training workshop is organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps in Abuja.
Prior to the introduction of the Driving School Standardization Program, DSSP, driving schools across the country were training to be drivers without a standard operating procedure. This contributes to increase in accidents as many drivers lack the knowledge of road traffic signs and regulations. The DSSP, which commenced as an intervention by the Federal Road Safety Corps in 2010, is to set uniform standards for all drivers and improve driving skills, as well as ensuring better road safety culture. Against this backdrop, the FRSC organized the workshop to facilitate capacity development for operators and to also address challenges that may erode values which the program is intended to achieve.
The Corps will continue to wield a big stick against all operators that is intent to continue to subvert the program and make it beneficial for genuine operators and the nation at large.
This particular commendable initiative by Federal Road Safety Corps epitomizes once again its commitment to ensuring uncompromised standards.
The workshop will also serve as a means of continuous monitoring and evaluation of the standardization program. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
The Center of Excellence has the next set of reports, and Jennifer is our guide. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Laurie. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. Globacom, an indigenous telecommunication network that prides itself as the grandmasters of data, has unveiled two exciting products which it says will add value to its subscribers across Nigeria. Management of Globacom says the offer is part of its commitment to ensuring that subscribers enjoy unequaled quality and affordable telecoms innovations on the Glo network. Email Dory witnessed the unveiling and compiled this report.
The products are Glo Sharp Sharp e-Top-Up and Glo Cafe. The Sharp Sharp e-Top-Up offer, according to Globacom, comes with many benefits on voice, data and SMS, and is convenient, fast and secure.
It offers a lot of our subscribers value for money. I mean, imagine that when you get it up, you get 8 times the value of your recharge card on your phone. It's massive, it's huge.
The beauty is that will give you enough bonus to use for calling, enough bonus to use for browsing, and enough bonus to gift another customer, of your choice.
The Glo Cafe, on the other hand, is an entertainment mobile application with a complete 360-degree solution. The Glo Cafe app is designed with advanced technology to allow users control their accounts with ease and also manage all their telecom-related needs.
The challenges customers have always had is about remembering multiple shortcodes, to subscribe to individual services. So Glo Cafe brings it all together.
You want to buy recharge card, you want to buy data, you want to subscribe to our value-added services, you also want to check your bills on your account, or you want customer care related matters handled. It does all that and more. You want access to video, to music, to games and more. It's there.
The product also received endorsement of some of Globacom ambassadors.
It's very, 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 very fast. And it's different because it's only Glo that has it.
You see that everything that they are doing is just because they have the interest of the customers at heart.
Globacom management say it will remain consistent in offering top quality world-class brand experience to all its subscribers.
That's it from Lagos, but we have more on the news after this timeout. Please stay with us.
Listen, town is right here on your phone.
Welcome to the Glo Cafe. Come on in. It's buzzing in the Zanga. In here, anything is possible. Check out the menu, and here are some of the hot items. Over here, you can buy credit, buy data, share data, borrow voice and data, give data. Give it to him now, be kind. Then there is Glo Music Cafe. More than 2 million Nigerian and Africa Lampa. Glo has teamed up with the world's largest gaming catalog to bring you the Glo Game Cafe. And that's just a start. Check out the Glo Video Cafe. Countless clips, comedy and sports, direct to your device. And when you thought things couldn't get easier, there's personal account management and Glo customer care right at your fingertips.
You can get everything at Glo.
Simply text BUZZ to 105 to download the Glo Cafe app or go to your app store and search for Glo Cafe, the largest data network Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
This is to inform all candidates that applied for the 2017-2018 PTDF Overseas and Local Scholarship Schemes, MSc, that applicants have been shortlisted for the aptitude test in respect of the scholarship award. Applicants are advised to visit the application website using their PIN. Successful candidates will be able to log on to the site and print out their notification slip containing information on time and venue of their tests. The electronic aptitude test will hold simultaneously in designated centers across the country on Saturday, July 8, 2017, as follows: Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, Bauchi, and Kaduna. Selection for the award will be based strictly on performance in the aptitude test. Oral interviews will be conducted for PhD full-time candidates on dates to be announced later. Management announcer.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. So fast, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, if it's not Indomie, don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Win 150,000 Naira cash plus a bicycle instantly in the Indomie Cash for Scholarship promo. Spell out Indomie like no other. See pack for more details. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From automobile cover...
Boys, pay nicely.
...to house... to personal cover. All with one single premium.
Pay nicely with your brother. That's it, we're going home.
That was close.
Yes, luckily I have Happy Cover.
Oh, I have Happy Cover too. Sorry about your house.
Actually, I have Happy Cover also, so... Maybe he needs happy. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Welcome back. You're still watching NTA Network News. And now, talking business. Central Bank of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Bankers Committee, prepare a watch list to cleanse the financial system. And federal government set to sell 20% shares of privatized companies. These and more with Muflang Dakok on Business News.
Thank you for joining me on Business News. As part of efforts to ensure financial stability, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and Bankers Committee have put in place a framework for a watch list in Nigeria's financial system. The watch list is a database of bank customers who have been involved in confirmed fraudulent activities. The strategy is to address the increasing incidence of fraud and other unethical practices in order to restore confidence in the financial sector. The Debt Management Office recently made known the federal government's debt profile, which stands at 16.2 trillion naira from 10.9 trillion naira at the end of 2015. The 2017 budget alone is projecting a fiscal deficit estimated at 2.4 trillion naira, with domestic borrowing accounting for 53%, about 1.3 trillion naira.
I think in order to fund key elements of the budget, especially those drivers of the economy in terms of infrastructure, it will be necessary to borrow, especially the economic fundamentals of the country can support borrowing at this stage. The only caution that we need to put in place is to monitor what the states are doing in this direction. The state should not just borrow for borrowing's sake. There must be a mechanism for ensuring that the funds are deployed in those areas that drive the economy.
What we are doing currently, if not carefully watched, is mortgaging the future of our children and our great-grandchildren. The budget as it is, tending towards borrowing, is actually very risky.
The federal government is set to sell up to 20% of its shares in some of the companies partially privatized on the Nigerian Stock Exchange to allow Nigerians own shares in them. The Director General of Bureau of Public Enterprises, Alex Oko, said the divestment program would affect privatized firms in the petrochemical sector in the country. The Bureau has also called on the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange to persuade the telecommunications companies in the country to go into the capital market. And equities on the Nigerian Stock Exchange closed on a positive note today as the all-share index gained 0.16%.
Thank you, Muplang. And Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps intensifies fight against illegal oil business. Details of this and more with Dibabari in our Port Harcourt Network Center.
Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is intensifying the fight against illegal dealings in petroleum business in Rivers State. Karuna Igoniko reports.
Taking newsmen to the NSCDC exhibit here at Irebi, Commandant Mohammed Lawal Haruna said following various intelligence and cooperation from the public, the Corps impounded 34 trucks, 3 barges, 4 cars and arrested over 93 suspects with some already charged to court. He said 15 illegal refineries and 3 illegal dumps have been destroyed with 1 filling station sealed up. A case in point is the illegal petroleum dump at number 26 Happy Life Avenue, Mbano Camp, Oyibo, a residential area where tanks filled with products suspected to be illegally refined diesel have been sealed up and 2 suspects arrested.
Where we went to, it's very worrisome. That is pure residential area. And then you have a place that looks like an illegal refinery. You can see refined AGO there. You have...
We apologize for the poor pictures from our Port Harcourt Network Center. And moving on now, foreign news, sports are next on our lineup after this timeout. Stay with us.
Be organized, trained, and fully equipped. We are the new, improved Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime. We bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism, and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back to the last lap of NTA Network News. And now some foreign reports with Oku Ekpeyong.
Hello then, welcome.